Hey, everybody, welcome to Breakfast All Day. Oh, my God, it's the middle of the week. What is even happening anymore? Time means nothing. It's Christy and Alonso, and we're just going to do a little catch up because there's just too much happening. So we figured we'll pop in midweek and get an update.
We'll see you midweek. Yeah, we have a little bit of news for you. We've got a review of Steven Soderbergh's Kimmy, which came out last week, and we did not get a chance to do it. We'll have a little bit of a DVD chat for you. So here we are. Time is a flat circle. It means nothing. We are omnipresent. We are everywhere and nowhere at once. But to find us, you should subscribe. So please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you don't miss a thing. Like Tuesdays, we've got news. The first thing I got to talk about, it had all of film Twitter, a Twitter yesterday, is the Oscars want people to pick their favorite movie, and they're going to like acknowledge it somehow at the Oscar ceremony.
This all feels so desperate. This all smacks like, please watch our show. We know that you don't care about the show in numbers that you used to, and we know that many of you don't watch any of the films that we nominated or few of them. And I look, part of me is just like, okay, fine. This is purely about ratings. It's purely about numbers. Part of me finds this part of a whole sort of nefarious thing that happens where, and it tends to happen in totalitarian / fascist government systems where experts are denigrated. Like, I don't need to hear from Dr. Fauci. I did my own research, and film critics, they don't know anything. And it becomes this thing, and I'm not in any way equating myself with Dr. Fauci, let me be clear, but this notion that people who actually like know about things are not to be trusted, and that it is the whatever the masses are going for. Obviously the Academy is not film critics, it's people in the industry, but still it's people in the industry voting on the stuff that their peers have done. And while I always say film critics have seen more movies in a given year than most Academy members have, I would also venture to say that most Academy members have seen more movies in a year than the people who are going to be clogging this, online vote for Spider-Man. And it's like, given the box office numbers of Spider-Man, for a lot of people, it's probably the only movie they saw in a theater in 2021, which makes perfect sense. But that does not, by its virtue, make it the best movie of 2021.
First of all, you are the Anthony Fauci of film criticism. We should just put that out there. You're telling it like it is. Charismatic, surprisingly sexy. Go on. So there's that. Also, I didn't view this as any kind of like totalitarian, nefarious.
Again, that's my broad look at it.
I'm much more cynical. I'm like, this is just shameless pandering. This is just like a desperate attempt to get people to watch. And we talked a little bit about how Seth Rogen even commented, like, does anybody even still care about the Oscars? I think they do. I think they just consume it differently. So maybe they're watching it online. Maybe they're following along on Twitter. They're watching a live stream, but they're not necessarily watching the broadcast of it.
True.
So maybe that's part of it too. Anyway, so what's going to happen is Oscars will recognize the top fan voted film. And then for next year, 3 Twitter users will get an all expense paid trip to LA to present at the 2023 Oscars.
Wow. Okay.
Right. Yes. To make it that much more interactive. You're not just watching the movies, you are a part of them.
I mean, look, if NBC can air the Super Bowl and stream it on Peacock, why isn't Disney Plus or Hulu streaming the Oscars? And maybe they are, and I just don't know about it. But it seems to me that would be the next step of like finding the people who don't watch television anymore.
Yeah, that's a good point. Speaking of the Super Bowl, did you watch any of it?
I watched the halftime show.
Okay. What did you think of it?
It was great. It was I loved the ripple effect on Twitter of people realizing, oh, I'm old because this is my music and this is my music from this many years ago. Like, I don't know if you saw somebody did the Pepsi poster where it said, if you were excited about this halftime show, please book your colonoscopy. But it was terrific. And I TiVoed it so that I can watch the commercials. I just haven't done it yet.
There you go. Yeah, I enjoyed it too. Love Mary J. Blige's way over the knee boots. Those are a privilege and not a right. Not everyone can get away with that, and she can. Eminem taking a knee.
Yep.
in solidarity with Colin Kaepernick. That was interesting. Yeah, and just to like see Snoop and Dre again. And I love the architecture of that thing and how they made their way like on top of it and inside of it and down the stairs, and like they sit on the couch and just hang out for a bit until their part came up. And then all the choreography was really fun. I saw someone described it as Hamilton for Crips. There you go.
Okay.
in like a kind, fond way.
No, I get it.
So that was that. Then some of the commercials were good. Of course, we got the trailer for Nope, Jordan Peele's Nope, which looks trippy and badass. There is a shot-for-shot remake of the Sopranos opening. Have you heard about this? So it's a car commercial.
I know they did. They did an ad with the kids, basically. Yeah.
Right. So it's a shot-for-shot remake, but it's Meadow driving the car.
Yeah, and somebody made the point that, like, I don't know why Meadow Soprano is touting this car that has automatic parallel parking when it was her inability to do so that saved her life.
Yes. Yes. Well, so we think.
Yeah.
If you interpret the end of The Sopranos as everybody getting shot up in there.
No, I know. It was
really,
a funny joke. We don't know. We don't know. We'll never know.
That's a good bit. The Doctor Strange 2 trailer is out. That is very exciting. We have that. And then looking ahead to the Oscars again, if we may, supposedly Wanda Sykes, Regina Hall, and Amy Schumer are in talks to host.
Yeah. That works. Apparently, they originally asked the 3 cast members of Only Murders in the Building, Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez, and they couldn't. The scheduling didn't work out, unfortunately. Which, as someone said, then reschedule the Oscars. But no, I think that's an interesting trio. I'm down for that.
Totally, they're all hilarious, and that'd be very, very fun. A few things to look out for on the schedule: Deep Water, delayed Deep Water, the impetus of Ben Affleck and Ana de Armas' brief and passionate love is going to come out on Hulu on March 18th. So we've got to talk about that for sure.
Oh, for sure. It's Adrian Lyne's first film in like 20 years or something.
Yes, I am down for the throwback 90s steamy erotic thriller. So there's that. Speaking of steamy and sexy, Downton Abbey, the new Downton Abbey movie comes out on May 20th. I know you're excited about that. It's a thing that you enjoy.
I am. Although I don't understand why the poster has like Klieg lights on it.
Oh,
like it's an odd choice to be like behind the scenes. Like I don't know what it's doing there, but yeah,
like it's a reality show about Downton Abbey.
Exactly. Yeah, like is this the meta one where it's all about the making of the show? Like, yeah, who knows?
Yes. There are these weird conspiracy theories about Bob Saget's death. Right. So the cause of death was that he somehow banged his head before he went to sleep, and then he fell asleep, and that's when he died.
Yeah.
And there are all these conspiracy theories out there, and I won't even say the names of the news organizations that are promoting these things. You can guess, you can figure it out for yourself. Suggesting like the blow couldn't have been just him bunking his head. It was like being hit with a 2x4 or something.
Well, I mean, most of the ones that I've seen are like somehow trying to link it to the fact that he had been vaxxed and boosted, which is the same nonsense they tried to pull with Betty White. Like they are the anti-vax loons are desperate to tie one celebrity death to this vast conspiracy of like, oh, the vaccine is killing people. That's what's poisonous. And of course, it's bullshit and not true. But, that's never stopped people with this kind of agenda. So, they're going to next celebrity who dies will hear the same nonsense.
So they're suggesting like the vaccine hit him on the back of the head.
Yeah, yes. It snuck into his room. He got a master key.
It makes no sense. A couple more things. Gilded Age season 2 has been greenlit. We are in the middle of recapping the Gilded Age on our Patreon, of course. So go check us out there. And The Worst Person in the World expands to more theaters this Friday in more cities. So if you've not seen it yet, go check it out in the theater.
And Drive My Car hits HBO Max on March 2nd.
Oh, that's great. I'm pleased to hear that. So folks can catch up with that. And then last bit of news, very sad. Over the weekend, Ivan Reitman died at age 75.
Yes. A really interesting career. If you go back, like before he got to Hollywood. Like he produced 2 of the early David Cronenberg features. He was a
Oh.
producer on Rabbit and Shivers.
They are Canadian.
Yeah, and he made a Canadian exploitation horror comedy called Cannibal Girls, starring 2 up and comers named Eugene Levy and Andrea Martin. So
oh, that's amazing. So before SCTV, they did that.
yeah, exactly. Like this
That's
is around the time that, like, I think Eugene Levy at least was in the legendary Toronto production of Godspell, which is where like Martin Short and Gilda Radner and like all these other people came out of. Reitman, you know, obviously Ghostbusters was a big game changer, you know, for the landscape. And, you know, he and Bill Murray, you know, as a team early on really kind of, you know, like had a big impact of stuff. You know, his children obviously continue, his son Jason, his daughter Catherine, you know, doing interesting work on their own. So yes, R.I.P. Ivan Reitman.
Indeed, we've got a little poll going on our community tab to pick your favorite Ivan Reitman movie. If we have not listed yours, please chime in and let us know what your favorite is. Yes, I love how he went from like, you know, Meatballs and Stripes and these raunchy comedies, and he produced Animal House to like Dave. Like I love Dave. It's one of my favorite movies about the presidency, and it has that sweet spot of its tone, that happy sad tone. Anyway, so that is that for news today.
All right, excellent. Well, thanks for joining us for this little Tuesday venture. Again, like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that bell. Follow us at BeFastAllDay on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Check out our Patreon at patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. As Christy mentioned, Gilded Age recaps, but also recaps of Pam and Tommy and Peacemaker. A lot of other cool, exciting stuff coming up, and videos like this with no commercial interruption. So until next time, have a good week. Bye.